you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Hey, y'all. This is Tiffany Fordham.
Listen, I had to get to this the Fergie thing, but I really want to the Fergie. I want to go back to Slam Dunk. Jump on the Fergie thing first. I know you didn't watch it, but did you see anything? I know you're social media, so you saw the comments and you read the memes and the tweets, right?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see the clip?
I did.
What did you think?
I didn't listen to her. I was so focused. No, I did. I couldn't get past the NBA players laughing. Yeah. So I couldn't even get to her voice. And I was so conflicted because I really wanted to hear her because everyone, so 99% of my timeline hated it.
Right.
And you liked it.
I did.
And you being
a musician and
a musician, right. It was like, oh, I really have to listen to this because why is his opinion so different from majority of the world? And your cousin also didn't like it either, and she's also, and she sings and she's into music too. So I was like, okay, so what was he listening to? Yeah, Amber.
Shout out Amber, some cuz.
So I'm like, what was he listening to that everyone else missed? But I couldn't get past their faces.
Right. I'm not gonna lie. The faces were hilarious. And let me tell you guys why it's not that I'm gonna tell you why I liked it. I'm not gonna back down from what I believe. I liked it, right? Okay. I felt because I got it. I got what she was trying to go for. She was going for that old school vibe. Don't get me wrong. The beginning was a lot. It was really seductive and breathy and all that, which was too much. She should have toned it down a little bit there. Okay, cool, I got you. But to be honest with you, I got it. I got the performance. You know what I'm saying? So, that's where it was cool with me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. But the Slam Dunk contest was amazing, by the way. It was a lot of young rookies out there. They were rookies. They did their thing, man. Shout out to the young cats out there. I don't really know the other guy's name. I know the other one's Devin Mitchell. That young boy from Utah. He's something else.
Okay. Well, maybe I can get past their faces. I've watched this clip 16 times. Not really 16, but a lot. But
I still didn't listen to her.
I did a little bit, but I was so caught up on their faces.
It was hilarious. I think Draymond Green had the funniest face.
I thought he was falling asleep. I was like, what is happening? Is he high? I know he wasn't high.
No, but I think he was just trying not to bust out laughing. So.
And then he couldn't hold it.
Right.
And everybody else was.
Right.
So, I don't know. But my husband clearly is excited. I wanted to say thank you for all our listeners as usual. Thank you for joining us for season 2.
Right.
This is the second or third episode of season 2. And I also wanted to say thank you to the people who purchased a Two Sides t-shirt. We really, really appreciate it. We're looking forward to selling some more.
Absolutely, guys. If you want to purchase one, you definitely can get in contact with either me or Tiffany through social media or texting us, give us a phone call. Doesn't matter. We always posting the numbers and the links and all that stuff there. Shirts are $20. They come in various colors, fonts, colors. So
whatever you want.
Whatever we got it. We like the hustle man around the Jones. No, but seriously though, we definitely appreciate y'all supporting us. And we will continue to strive for greatness. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to steal LeBron's slogan, but I like that.
Shout out to LeBron.
Shout out.
Oh, that's a good segue. So how you feel about LeBron trading his whole team?
Hey, listen, right? Okay, so here's the thing. We all compare LeBron to Jordan, and he doesn't have 6 rings. In our household, we really drill out something that you can't compare these players because different eras, different players, and all that. But the world judges him on, you don't have 6 rings, whatever can be. So by this point in his career, I'm like this. You're getting a little older. You know what I'm saying? You don't have as much rings as you thought you was gonna have at his age. It's by any means necessary. So if you need to trade the whole goddamn team away to bring some young athletes in here to help me win, then goddamn it, that's what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? It's about his legacy.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. So yeah, get him out of here. Let's go, bro. I'm saying I'm with you on that one.
Okay.
I mean, what do you feel about it?
I think it's something he always does.
Right.
And I wish I would have screenshotted the tweet I saw because it was a perfect description of how I felt. But because I'm not a huge basketball fan, not that I'm not a fan, but I don't watch it and I don't pay attention the way you guys do. Of course, I don't agree with it, but I don't have anything to back it up.
But you have to tell people why you don't agree with it. Let's be honest. You're a die-hard Kobe fan.
Yeah, and I think he's a crybaby. I think
that
in a way, and not like he, actual tears or whatever, but when things don't, he's a sore loser, is what I think.
I don't think he's a sore loser.
He kind of is because
he just manipulates the system.
All right, well, whatever you want. That's what I'm saying. Maybe I can't put it into the best words.
Same thing Tom Brady does.
I'm not a fan of Tom Brady, so
okay, I got
you. We'll just leave it as I don't agree with it.
Right.
And yes, I am a big time Kobe fan, but again, I'm not comparing that. Everybody can have their own lane, and everybody can be great in their own right, and I don't think that you should compare one with the other,
right.
Especially about rings or stuff like that. LeBron's a beast.
But that's what the world does, though.
He is definitely a beast.
World does that, though.
I just don't agree with some of his tactics. Okay, manipulating the system as you will, as you say.
You really do what it is. The guy,
but he does what he wants because he has the ability to do.
But Jordan did the same thing. That's what I'm saying to you. Like, they created the Jordan foul, the rule for Jordan. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Kobe too. Like, Kobe had his ways. He had his moments. Kobe had a farewell tour for his retirement. Like, are you kidding me? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. I'm not saying Jordan didn't deserve this stuff. But again, it's different eras, different lanes, like you said. You know what I'm saying? Look, this is LeBron's lane. You know, this is what he wanted to do. You know what I mean? Iverson came in, he did his thing. He did what he wanted to do. So I just feel like
when you're great, you're able to have
do what you want. Right. Absolutely.
Those, what are they called? Those perks.
Perks. Right.
Not the drug.
Did you? Yeah, we're not talking about that yet. We're talking about the word. But did you see that video when like Puffy was dancing and some guy came in the room with a drink and Puffy just turned around, snatched the drink, started drinking it, and then it was a tweet actually, and it was like he said, "When you're the boss, you can do what you want," or something like that. My man, literally just snatched my man drink out.
I can see that he's doing that.
It was hilarious though, by the way. I just thought it was great. But that's because we're ignorant, I think.
Yeah.
A little bit. Did you want to get into the question of the week, or did you want to?
The question of the week.
All right.
What was the question of the week, Marquise?
The question of the week was, who comes first in a man's life? A, his wife. B, his sister. I said it right. Or C, his mother. D, his daughter.
I don't know where he get these letters from.
Yeah,
because
I wrote this. Wait a minute. Give me hold on. Because I want the people to really.
All right, I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah, come on. And E, his baby mom. Okay. Do you want me to answer now, or you want me to?
You can do whatever you want.
Okay. So my answer, was definitely not definitely. I'm not going to just say it like that, but my answer was my daughter. And the reason why I feel like my daughter is the number one in my life is because I feel like she's the most that needs me. You know what I mean? My wife needs me, but not in the way that my daughter needs me, and is like more of like guidance. My daughter really needs me there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I feel like, so it is my daughter, and I feel like it is my wife, and I feel like it is my mother and my sister. That's just the order of it, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like it's a far margin between my daughter and my wife. It just is what it is, but definitely, you know what I'm saying? My daughter. And I don't know if you saw that I reposted something that I posted in 2014 about my Fantastic Four.
I did see it.
You know what I'm saying? So my Fantastic Four was my wife, my mom, my grandma, and my sister. And these women have always been in my life, no matter what I've been through, whatever's going on, they've been there. So just to add that fifth, that's six, my two daughters. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Good.
Okay, you didn't mention your baby mom.
Because she's a non-factor.
Okay. I mean, that was one of the choices. So
but in my, you asked in my opinion, right? So
yeah, this is your answer.
Right, so she's a
I have other people's answers that they
okay, yeah, but what's theirs?
Okay. So Damon, someone we went to school with, said, your baby, then your mother.
Right.
So I said, are you in a serious relationship? I'm only asking to compare answers. And he said no. Okay. Single for 5 years was the exact reply. So
hey, you sure my man wanted to put it up?
He put it on social media. He didn't text us privately.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Ruth said, wife, daughter, mother, sister, child's mother. Tish said, wife. She's a female who is a lesbian. I'm only saying that because I like the different characteristics, woman, male, whatever. Terrence said daughter. Kimberly said daughter, wife, mom, baby mom, and then sister.
Baby mom, then sister?
I know. I said that too.
Okay. You know what? And again, no, I mean, it is what it is, but I'm just very close with my sister, so, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've been tight. So
as you should be.
Right.
Alice said, I think your mother, wife, daughter, sister, baby mom, your mother should always come first because you won't get another.
Mommy.
And guy.
Hi, Malachi.
Hi, guy.
There's a bathroom right over there.
Go ahead, right there. Don't stomp. Sorry. You know, that's Kai. Every week he has to make his entrance. Sure, buddy.
We just talked to him about this, too. Yeah. Anyway, so Marlique said, mom, daughter, wife, sister, BM. Philly said, daughter comes first, then wife, then BM, then mom, then sister. Shauna said, daughter, wife, mother, sister, baby mom. I don't know why the baby mom is even a factor, LOL. Trey said, wife. And Black Boys Matter Inc. said, wife. Now, I posted this and got quite a few responses. And our friend Isaiah posted it on his page. And I think the last time I looked at it, and I did not read all these comments because it was insane, was like 130 comments.
Damn.
On this one question. And I believe his opinion was his wife. And it was very conflicting. He had 120 comments, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. It was very conflicting. It was, a lot between the wife and the daughter. And that was pretty much it. So a lot of people were saying that the wife comes first because if your wife is happy, you take care of your wife, she's going to take care of the rest of your household. Which, is it that way in the Bible?
I'm not sure.
I thought you were the one who told me that, your wife comes first. I don't know if it was you or not. So it was very conflicting. I thought that it was a very interesting post. And my personal opinion is I think it depends on the situation. I think it depends on the age of the child.
Right.
I think it depends on so many different factors. And I think it also can vary per situation. So, like, what are we talking about? Are we talking about everybody, the house is in danger, there's a fire, trying to get out? Then, yeah, my daughter's going to come first. All my kids are going to come, before myself or you.
Absolutely.
Are we talking about... maybe the wife is having a disagreement with the daughter, or the daughter is not respecting the wife or whatever. In that case, it's probably going to be the wife. I think it's just very situation. I think it all depends on the situation and what's going on. And I think there's a lot of different factors, but I think the top three is always going to be your wife, your daughter, your mother, your sister. Like, those four, are always going to be like, whatever. So I think...
Unless you that other person that you said the baby mom come before the sister.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I didn't ask her to elaborate on it, but I think that each of those...
Who is she? I'm sorry.
Carmen's sister. My cousin, basically. I think that each of those... women, or like, your mom respects our relationship. I respect the relationship that you have with your mom. Your sister respects our relationship. I think just those players just need to be respectful to everybody's role and stuff like that, and I am in a very good situation where we don't have those conflicts, where there is no issue. I'm sure my mother-in-law would say his wife is going to come first, before me. And so would my sister-in-law. So I don't really have those issues, but it was very, very interesting to see the difference of opinion.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
In all of them. But I also believe that it depends on your situation. It depends if you're married or not. It depends your situation with your kid's mom or dad. It depends on who you are as a person. I just think it varies, and there's no right or wrong answer. I think it just what works for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
In your situation. So that's how I feel about it.
It was a good
I knew what your answer would be.
How did you know what my answer was going to be?
Well, because I know Devin comes first. I'm not in competition with my daughter. My daughter should come first, so that will never bother me. Talking about my princess, I hope you guys, a little bit off subject here, but I posted a video of her dancing and singing. She probably did this for like 2 hours. And if I could have recorded every single one that whole time, I probably would have and posted all of them.
Yeah, she was so
But she put little beats on and she gets on the computer and she was like singing and dancing. She was doing, y'all couldn't see the computer screen, but she was doing every dance and singing every word that the video was doing. Wow. So I thought it was really cute.
She's amazing. Girl's amazing.
She is amazing. What else you got?
So unfortunately, there was another school shooting. You know what I mean? And I just basically wanted to just send out my prayers to them and the families and all that and stuff like that, because it definitely was a sad situation.
Sorry.
You know what I mean? Which I want to segue into basically just saying, like, do you think that it's okay for parents to spy or check on their kids? Like, check their email, check their cell phones, stuff like that. Do you think that's okay to do? Or do you think that, it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? Invasion of privacy, right.
So, I do think that it's okay for you to look in your child's things. I think as a parent, you should, one, be paying attention to what they're doing. Two, if you are paying attention to your kid and you know your kid the way you claim to, then you will know a change in behavior. The same way you pay attention to your spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend or significant other or whatever the case may be, and you notice a change in behavior in there that could consider them cheating, you should notice a change in behavior in your child the same way you would notice a change of behavior. Like that. So in that case, I think it's absolutely necessary to find out I think you should try talking to your child first. And if not you, someone you trust that they're more comfortable with. Right, because a lot of times I tell, TJ and Fatine, because there are 16-year-olds, I tell them all the time, like, if you don't want to talk to us personally, you have Titi Erica, who, is like the young, cool aunt, but we'll lead them in the right direction. Right. You have Titi Elvia, who's not your mom, but, she's a nurse, so she's going to give you any information that's good, and you trust her, and she's not going to tell me if you don't want her to, if she doesn't find the need to. You have outlets. As long as you go to these people, you have Keita, you have whoever you want to talk to. It doesn't have to be the parents, but someone you trust. And as the parent, you have to be able to take that step back and maybe realize that you're not the person they want to go to or they don't feel most comfortable with. Right. And as long as they're going to somebody, that you trust and is going to lead them in the right path, then you have to do it that way. Right. But back to the original question, so I do think it's okay. 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10, I'm paying for your cell phone bill. True. You live in my house. And as a minor, anything you do will directly affect me, So if you do something illegal, they're going to come after me. They're going to prosecute you and me, depending on the case and what it is.
I got them keys.
So, like if you're doing something dirty and it's in my house, I'm going down with you. So, yes, I do. Do I think that you need to give them some privacy? Do I think you need to knock on the door before you walk in? Shut up. Do I think you need to knock on the door before you walk in? Yes. Do I think you need to give them privacy as long as they, if everything's cool and they're answering your questions and, I'm not saying wait to the last minute till something bad happens or whatever. You have to keep tabs. I think Fatine and TJ are great, great boys, especially to be 16-year-old boys in today's world or whatever. And every once in a while, we go through his phone. every once in a while, you know, we check up on him. I don't like go through rummaging through his room or anything like that, but if I have a question and he's not answering, I'm going to get the answer from you, because ultimately I'm responsible for your well-being, and if you're a threat to anyone else, I'm also responsible for that. So I do think that they deserve some privacy, but I do reserve the right to go through anything I want at any time.
True.
It's a privilege for you to have those things. Hey, Carmen. She said, absolutely. You get privacy when you leave my crib.
Damn, that's Spanish shit.
We just knew.
That's that Spanish
I try not to do that. My mom gave us privacy, you know, for the most part. I don't have any complaints about that.
My mom did really good with that too. Like she didn't really invade my space.
Right.
But I mean, I know, like, if she was washing my clothes or something like that, put my stuff away.
If you leave it out there,
she
gonna,
right. She gonna, you know what I mean? Like, if I had something on my desk in the room, she gonna read it. Like, it's open. So, I mean, she wasn't rummaging. And which is cool. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think that if you know, maybe, I'm not gonna say his name, but you know, maybe the murderer in Florida, maybe if parents paid more attention, they would have caught.
But he was a little. I feel like he was a little old. I think he was like 19 or something like that.
18.
Oh yeah, 18.
18 or 19. Either way, you're still.
Very true.
It's still a change in behavior. Are we so busy that we can't see what's going on?
And that's what it is, though. Like, we are. It's not that we're busy. We're just preoccupied.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's always on the phone or on the tablet or watching TV or in the gym or you know what I mean? You at Pilates or whatever the fuck you're doing. Like, you're doing something, but you ain't home talking to your kids or taking them to a park or.
We have good kids all the way around, and and we talked about this on a previous episode back in November where there was an issue in school, and Sincere wasn't at fault, but I didn't automatically be like, oh, not my kid. My kid wouldn't do that because they do dumb shit.
Right, absolutely.
You know, and
they do act different when they leave the door. Like, I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
It's a little bit different. They feel like they have a little more freedom.
Right. If you're one of those parents that think that, oh, my kid will never do this, will never do that, then you need to really wake the fuck up. Because I'm not saying everybody's bad, but like I said, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I was very respectful to adults when I was growing up, but I was a badass. Like, I would throw rocks and do all that shit. But my mom, I knew better. Like, I know I threw a fucking rock, but I did it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean.
I think you should pay attention to your kids, and I think if you don't, you're being naive. Right. But I also think you should have open dialogue, and that's the key. You wouldn't have to go through your things if you have open dialogue. Don't be so closed-minded. Don't be like, my mom never talked to us about sex. You know, she never introduced that conversation. Everything I learned in school or from whoever, and I ended up with a baby at 18 years old. And I'm not saying that if she would have had that conversation that I wouldn't have a baby, but maybe if I wasn't so curious, it wouldn't happen. Yeah. I don't know. But I'm very open with the boys. All of them. I'm very, very straightforward. I don't, sugarcoat anything. Some things I'm sure when Marquise reads in that group text message, he'd probably be like, what in the hell? But you know what? If I'd rather be the one to tell you than you find out for somebody who's giving you wrong information. True. So you don't have to be curious because, your mom probably turned you off by even mentioning it. Right?
If I seem like, ew, no.
So that leads me to a perfect segue about what I want to talk about, which is, do you have anything else before we go into the topic? Which is statutory rape. And the reason that this even popped up is because I was on Facebook. I seen it on Twitter too, but someone actually posted about it, about the rappers. What is it? 6x9? It's 6x9. Like, what is it? How do you? I don't even care because I think he's trash.
Tekashi 6ix9ine. I think it's
whatever the boy's name is. The one with colorful hair.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm trying to find the post. We're not even going to do that. I'm not going to give him no more publicity. It came up, they posted about him because he pleaded guilty to having sex and videotaping with a minor, him and his friend. I'm not going to say his name, don't want to add nothing to, whatever. But, so I cannot find it. There was a huge debate on one of my Facebook friends' page about it between me and a few other people, and it was about statutory rape, and they feel like, so the situation, as he said, it was, he met this girl in the club, assuming an 18 or older club. Don't know too many details about the club, but she was 13, went in, they went home, she had sex, him, and his friend had sex, and they recorded it. They recorded it on video. Fast forward, the cops get him. I'm not sure if it was from the parents or nothing. I'm not sure if it's for the parents press charges or what happened, but he pleaded guilty to those charges, and he was 18 at the time. So there was a lot of, it was a male who posted it, and there was 2 other males that agreed with him that wasn't fair because she was in a club. He had no idea that she wasn't 18, blah, blah, blah. But anybody know, like I know, everybody knows the clubs that, 1, you can pay a bouncer to get into, and 2, that don't card. They're gonna if you a girl and you look good, you're gonna go in. They're not gonna think twice about it because they want more females in there, because more females bring more males bring more money of people who's buying drinks. So I don't know what type of club it was, but that was his excuse for doing it and posting it. So I took that equation out of the thing when I was having this debate, because the debate was, it wasn't fair, she set him up, she looked grown, she had makeup, she got a body, and how was he supposed to know it was a dark club? Well, having a later conversation with Marquise, he was on an interview talking about the incident and changes his story to where he's in a house and calls the girl to come over, and he didn't sleep with her. That's what you said?
He didn't sleep.
The guys who were there with him slept with her. Either way, and he took the fall for it. Right. So I'm assuming that was after the court case, because, double jeopardy, you can't, whatever. So that, to me, he's a child molester, right? He's a pedophile. You had sex with a 13-year-old. You can, and I know girls look grown. You can put makeup on them and they have bodies, and sometimes you can't tell, and she was in the, okay, whatever. Take that out of the equation. If it's the same situation but on social media, if an 18-year-old man comes out a 13-year-old girl, if an 18-year-old man comes out a 13-year-old girl on social media and claims to not know her age, and they have sex and he gets arrested, do you still feel the same way? And the women still said yes. She still decided to go over there, and it was her fault because she shouldn't have been grown. She couldn't have been hot in the ass, and it was the parents' fault, and it was her fault, and it was everybody's fault but the male's fault. So I disagree with that. And the statutory law in the state of Pennsylvania is the legal age to consent is 16. So 15 and under can't consent for obvious reason. Their mental capability is not there to make those decisions. They're grown decisions. Do they know what sex is? Probably yes. Do they know right from wrong? Again, yes. Do they understand the scope of their wrongs? No. Do they know that, oh yeah, if I go to the stranger's house, I could get hurt, but that's not going to happen to me? How many of us, 13, 14, 15, male or female, did exactly what our parents told us not to do at that age, put ourselves in some real bad situations, get to be 21, 25, and now I'm almost 35, look back and like, why did I put myself in that situation? I really could have got killed. Thank God I didn't. Or I really could have got raped. Thank God I didn't. Because at 13, 14, 15, shit, sometimes at 18, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Right. You don't know the magnitude and the danger and the scope of your wrongdoings. You don't realize that I really can die. This really can happen to me because people are really crazy. Or if you're committing a crime, you don't truly understand the magnitude that I can go to jail for X amount of years. Like you may know that, but that's not going to happen to me because bad stuff doesn't happen to me because as a youth, you are not scared of anything. You have no fear. Not for real, because in your mind that you don't think anything can happen to you. So to disagree with statutory law, I don't disagree with it. I actually agree with it. And it's really sad that we still victim blame and victim shame. And when it comes from females, it bothers me so much. Because I do think that she had part in that situation. She should not have been in that club or whatever situation she was at, whether it be the house or the club. And she did do wrong by going there. But to tell me that an adult male and a 13-year-old child, male or female, should be held to the same standard, I totally disagree with. In my opinion, these women either didn't have children who were teenagers, or didn't remember acting out when they were teenagers. I did a lot of stuff my mom told me not to do. It didn't matter. She was a good mom. But it's so easy to blame the parents, because that was the other thing. They blamed her and they blamed the parents. So if you're a single parent, whether it be mom or dad,
right,
and you're working overnight and you're expecting your kids to be in the house sleeping because the only way for you to provide is to be working overnight, and your kids out here sneaking out, you have no idea until you get back in the house or you get a police phone call or you find out some shit and they not there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, parents can do everything they can possibly do in the world. They can be the greatest parents ever, and kids do the dumbest shit ever and put them in some bad situations. Like, you can't blame parents for everything. Not when it comes to teenagers. Because you just don't know. And I don't know the situation with the little girl. Maybe her parents are horrible. Maybe she was fast in the ass because she was, abused as a girl. I don't know her situation. I'm not speaking on that particular situation. But I think that statutory law is in effect for good reason. Because I think that sometimes as teens, we think we know everything. No, I'm going to say all the time. Because even my child, who's a good child, thinks he knows more than his mama. And he doesn't do anything bad, but he still thinks he knows more than me. So,
I mean, this is my take on that. Like that whole thing. Like, I just feel like she might look grown inside the club and all that with the makeup on, but once you like really start having a conversation with her, you should know.
That was my other point, right?
Like, okay,
so even though she looked bad and she looked grown,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should know.
Her mental's not there.
Right, like, you just.
So Carmen said, but 18 only makes them an adult by law, and there's a lot of them as 18-year-olds and don't know the real magnitude of things too. And I totally agree with that, and I'm so glad that you said that, because in PA we also have a Romeo and Juliet law. So if the defendant and the victims are within 4 years of age, they don't have the statutory law doesn't, it applies, but not in the same magnitude. They have more leeway.
Right.
So they probably won't get on the sex offender registry list, and they may not do jail time, or anything like that. So like if a 15 and 18-year-old is having sex, they're not going to go down as a child molester. They're not going to go down as a rapist. And I don't know what the dude's charges were, because I don't care, because he's trash. But, I was just speaking like in the general statement. But in the case where like the 25-year-old a couple months back in Philly, the 15-year-old, he met her on social media. She went to his house and he stabbed her like a billion times in her parents' house. Dumb laws are in effect for people like him, whether she can't consent at that age. So, but for the other ones that are close in age and they are just dating, I mean, I was 15. I had an 18-year-old boyfriend. So I do remember that too. As a parent, I wouldn't press charges in that situation because I've been there. You know what I mean?
But
I just hope yeah, you can't really say that though. I was just about to say, I hope as a parent that we talk to my daughter enough and she knows that that's not where she needs to be. But you can never. She's 6. Right away. She's 6, so you don't know what's gonna happen. We're just gonna make sure that we do everything we can.
Like I tell her all the time, I'm gonna throw him in the trash, yo. You know what I'm saying? Throw his ass right in the trash. I mean, she know. I don't play a game.
But that was interesting. But I love having those conversations. It didn't get ugly. It wasn't bad or anything like that. I love having those conversations because of the field I am in school. I like to see how people feel about it. And, you can have a debate as adults and whatever.
Yeah, right.
But I personally agree with the law.
Yeah, I mean, me too. Like, I definitely agree with that too. Like I said, I just feel like once she starts speaking, her mental, you be like, yo, this girl is young as shit. Like, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's just my opinion. But I mean, I just wanted to take the time to shout out the Black Panther movie. You know what I mean? Definitely want to lighten
them numbers, man.
Lighten up the mood a little bit because that was a dark one. But you know what I mean? Dark, but very informative. Because I didn't know that the age was 16. By the way, I didn't go back and forth. But yeah, like you said, it is doing numbers, man. It's like I believe it's the highest paid Marvel movie made, I believe.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But Jumanji, which is Kevin Hart's movie, not to take away from Black Panther, but that's also doing numbers too. I think he did like 900 million some shit like that. That's retarded. But yeah, Black Panther. No, we haven't seen it yet. We have plans to see it. We will be seeing it very, very soon.
All the kids want to go, so it's like $300 to go to the movies.
That too, and I gotta prepare myself mentally to deal with trying to watch the movie and be serving popcorn and gummy bears and all kinds of stuff.
You may have to see it twice.
Right, absolutely. So yeah, I think that's a definitely good idea. We should see it twice. We should see it the same day.
Yeah, we should take the big boys and then I can take the babies by myself while you're at work.
Oh, damn, that sounds like a better plan. I was going to say we could just take them together.
They only misbehave for you. I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, I don't know, but all right, that's like a better plan. I'm with that.
Oh my God. I'm with that. But I'm so glad. And I mean, the people were dressed up and showing out, and I think awesome, it was great. Man. Your aunt looks so freaking
Shout out
cute.
Thena's.
She's so adorable. But people were, obviously, the negative Nancys were talking trash about it. And then someone was like, y'all don't say nothing when people get dressed up for Batman or Star Wars, and that's mainly Caucasian people that go out there and do that, according to this person that was saying it or whatever. But now Black people want to do it, and now it's a problem. So I think if you are excited, you should show up and show out, and that's it. And I'm glad. I'm happy for it. The cast is beautiful. Right. The movie's doing numbers, and I actually heard it was a really good movie.
Right. I heard the same thing. I heard all good things about the movie. So I can't wait to see it.
So shout out to that.
Very shout out. Yeah. But yeah.
I did.
Okay. Again, if you want that Tweet Side Podcast T-shirt, make sure you put that order in. Pre-order those. Get one. Get your shirt. You need it. All colors.
I wanted to talk about
like I did my little commercial, right?
I wanted to talk about Trump and his replacement of food stamps with the EBT box. Right. Not him, but it's called a Harvest box.
What is it called again?
Harvest box.
A Harvest box.
Ain't nothing from what I'm reading. To me, it's not going to be anything
Harvest box.
They showed a picture of one of them. And it just didn't look good. It just didn't look appetizing. I do not.
Oh, shit.
I didn't want it in my phone. It was gross. It's not going to be anything perishable, obviously.
Right.
So they compared it to Blue Apron, which is like HelloFresh, which, by the way, we've been putting up all over social media. I love it. Tried HelloFresh thanks to my friend Albia, and it was amazing. And I posted the videos. You guys can go back and look at them. But it comes in this box, and you can do 3 meals or 2 or whatever. And they come individually in brown paper bags and labeled with all the ingredients. And then there's an ice pack. It was very, very well packed to keep the temperature and all like that. So they compared it to one of these boxes. However, in those boxes, you get perishable. I get fruits, I get vegetables, I get meat, I get whatever. I even got milk and cheese in the one for whatever meal we were making. So in this, it's going to be non-perishable, so all canned goods. They had canned meat. Canned meat? Yeah.
So it's like Spam?
Spam, like tuna, like things like that. Everything was canned. Because they would have to be doing that. So they would take probably like 90% of your food stamps away, leave you with like $50, and send you these monthly boxes. Bullshit. Is his plan to do that, to cut back costs.
That's bullshit.
I know. So, I don't agree with it.
No, you fucked up for that.
I think it's a way to control the low-income families. I think
they'd be malnourished and everything.
If they're gonna be malnourished, I think it's a way to fucking poison them. Do whatever you want to do. Like, who's regulating it? Like, no. So I don't agree with that. I hope it doesn't go through. It doesn't seem like it would be, but
you never know. That's like some third world country shit. Like,
and this is just another reason to know.
That's kind of the worst.
That he don't give a fuck about nobody, because stats show that there's more Caucasians on food stamps than any other race.
He's saying fuck all y'all.
Right.
If you ain't rich, fuck you.
If you don't have money, he don't care.
And that's what it is. That's fucked up.
So, we were talking about this the other day, and I was just saying, like, I think that if you stripped him of all his money, it maybe can save his soul.
Like Trading Places in the UFC movie. Yeah, that movie's awesome, by the way. But yeah, like that. Oh my God, that would be awesome to see him.
He would die. He wouldn't last. One last app.
That would be awesome. Take away his jet. You know what I mean? Take away his what's that?